My name is Glynis Drayton and I live in Norfolk, and I was a nurse for 27 years until this illness caused me to collapse and I had to give it up. I had been struggling really because I realised that I'd actually been working 18 months into the illness. Got to the point where I was having to walk down the corridors in my uniform holding onto the walls.
Well, the first real manifestation that I was aware of was the migraines that she kept getting. And obviously when she had a migraine, she would go and have a lie down, and she then started having to have more and more lying down in the afternoon. So that was the first real indication that there was something wasn't right.
What was happening during that time was that it was taking me longer and longer to do less and less. Then eventually I did actually physically collapse. Well, I was diagnosed with ME. Most of that time I was bedridden. And things got so bad that my husband even sometimes had to turn me in the night. I couldn't even turn myself. The exhaustion and the muscle pain still continued. Well, God TV initially came into my life in February 1998. And we started learning all sorts of things, particularly from the Copelands about faith and standing on the Word. ICEJ, International Christian Embassy in Jerusalem. Roots and Reflections with Barry and Batcha Siegel. Those are our particular focus, yeah. In 2004, over the Pentecost weekend, the God TV team announced that they were going to have a call to prayer for healing weekend.
One of your requests will be put on our prayer altar right here in the studio and in our offices around the world, where we will all be praying for your needs. Whatever you're believing God for tonight, we're standing with you all over the world.
On the Friday evening when we watched, we were encouraged to actually send in emails to request healing, which my husband did. I felt the power of God go into me, but there was no physical manifestation. And on the Saturday we watched again. At the bottom of the screen were like little ticker tape messages, and we saw my request going across the screen. There were people from all over the world and so many different ones that were going across. And again I felt the power of the Lord come into me, but there didn't appear to be any change. And the next morning, the Sunday morning, we were getting ready for church. And as I did so, I got this impression that I needed to start moving my right arm because I had completely lost the use. I got this instruction, I suppose, really, to windmill my arms. Of course, I thought, well, that's impossible. But the thought just got louder, really, in my head. And so I used my left arm to lift up my right arm and to start to move it. And it started to move, and then suddenly I found that both my arms were windmilling around. Well, then the next thing that happened is that I had this thought to start jogging. This thought just got so loud I thought my head was going to burst. And so I just started jogging. And then suddenly, right from in the core of me, it was just like an explosion. And I just knew that I had been healed.
I was in the bathroom and all this was going on outside, and suddenly there was this shout. So I was really quite surprised to see her standing in the bedroom, waving her arms and running on the spot.
I mean, his little face, he just went like that. Was just amazing. And I just knew that God had healed me.
And then, as she said, obviously we went to the church and she ran around the church, and it's just amazing to see the look on people's faces when they have their first encounter with somebody who can move again after having spent so long either in a wheelchair or just sort of hobbling around on her sticks.
I decided I'd wait 6 months before I went back to see my GP. Bless her, she was just absolutely amazed because she'd had the report from the consultant in great technical detail of, you know, the depth of the illness. And now she was seeing someone completely well and normal. God TV follow the leading of the Lord. This whole thing was brought about supernaturally. They were the first to pioneer Christian TV in this country. Others have followed, but they were the pioneers, and they deserve our support. I would encourage people to support God TV in two ways. Prayer is very important, but also with your finances, because at the end of the day, the Lord, we are stewards of the Lord's money, and we need to be wise where we put our money. And investing in God TV is investing in the heavenly realm. Obviously, personally, I'm absolutely thrilled because it's through this media that God was able to send his healing power to me.